Today we're talking about 3 tips that you can follow when you're working out if you are experiencing a leaky bladder. So this is talking primarily to people that have stress incontinence. If you pee a little bit when you're jumping or running, sneezing, those types of things. If it causes a little bit of stress to your bladder and you're having accidents or you're afraid to, maybe you wear a pad just in case when you're at the gym or when you're working out. So I want to give you just 3 simple tips. My name is Justine Calderwood. I'm a birth healing specialist. I'm a women's health physical therapist, and I want to share just a few simple tips that you can follow if you are experiencing a leaky bladder or stress incontinence. Okay, so one is to strengthen your inner core muscles. So that includes your pelvic floor muscles. So if you think about the pelvic floor being the bottom of our pelvis, then if that's not strong and able to support, say, the pelvic organs, then strengthening the pelvic floor can help. Okay, so it's part of the inner core muscles. It's the bottom part. The top part is the diaphragm, so using your breath and breathing properly and knowing exactly when to contract those muscles is very helpful. The transverse abdominis muscles that run here along your lower abdomen that actually come and back and attach onto your lower back, as well as the deep muscles in the low back called the multifidi muscles. So there's actually 4 muscles when it comes to having a strong inner core. These are not your outer core muscles, which are the rectus abdominis and the oblique muscles, okay? If you have strong oblique muscles and strong rectus muscles, those are more the mover muscles. If you have weak inner core muscles, those mover muscles will try to take over and actually can cause more leaking, okay? So having the inner core goes beyond just doing Kegels, okay? It also has to do with the breath, which is my next tip, okay? So strengthening properly the inner core. Number 2 would be having proper breath control. So this is going to come into effect if you're not breathing properly or knowing when to breathe properly during your exercise workouts or during your workouts. It can actually put more pressure into the pelvic organs and cause more stress to the bladder. So as a general rule, we want to strengthen the inner core on the exhale. We want to contract the inner core on the exhale, okay? And on the inhale, everything should be nice and relaxed, okay? So not holding your breath when you're exercising is a really good thing, and knowing proper breath work when you are lifting weights, when you're running, when you're doing burpees and jumping and things like that, okay? The third, so don't hold your breath for one, but then also know how to breathe properly. Okay, number 3 would be being really familiar with your posture. So the good thing about if you're working out at a gym is that there's plenty of mirrors around where you can actually look at your posture from the side, front on. Okay, so when we talk about proper posture for supporting the bladder, we want to make sure that the pelvic area here, if you kind of consider it like a bowl underneath you, we want to make sure that the pelvis and the rib cage are lined up. We don't want to have this rib thrust, an extensive arch in the back, which can happen from, say, tightness in the back, tightness in the hip flexors, or just simply having a weak inner core or not awareness of how this is supposed to be. So number 1 becomes awareness, okay, of knowing that pelvis and rib cage should be stacked on top. Okay, as a women's health physical therapist, having healing from a leaky bladder and stress incontinence goes way beyond just doing some Kegels. We talked about this last week, so you can check out that video on YouTube if you'd like. But sometimes it goes beyond just strengthening, and it really, we look at things like where can we release in the body, what needs to be stretched out, what needs to simply have that awareness coming from the brain, and your awareness of what's normal and what isn't, okay? If you want some more information on this, if you want some more details or feel like you need maybe some one-on-one help, you've tried things on your own, you're still leaking, you've tried even the tips that I just gave you, and you're like, gosh, this isn't working for me, get yourself in the care of a women's health physical therapist that can help you through this. This is what we specialize in. This is what we help women with all day long, okay? You can go to my website if you'd like. You can get this free ultimate guide to postpartum healing. And you can find that on my website at healingspotpt.com. Just opt into this free guide and you can start to get some more specific information. You can also, while you're there, request either a discovery session or inquire about services, and I'll reach out to you and we can talk more specific about what your concerns are. You can leave any questions below. I'd be happy to answer, okay? Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.